Welcome, dear brothers and sisters. Today is Thursday, October 23rd. And as we rise into this new morning, we set our hearts to hear God, to close the noise that pulls us thin, and to follow the small obedience right in front of us. My friend, take a breath. Let your shoulders drop. Let the fast thoughts pass like birds across a wide sky. We are not trying to conquer the next year in one sweep. We are not trying to fix every problem before breakfast. We are choosing a quiet center, a steady pace, and a listening heart. We are choosing to be the kind of people who hear the whisper of the Lord and do the next right thing with a willing spirit. You do not need to map the horizon. You only need enough light for the next step. Father, meet us here. Lord, steady us here. Teach us to hear and to follow. This is how we begin, with honesty about the week behind us. It has been loud. The phone lit up before the kettle sang. News cycles circled our minds. Messages asked for replies, and then more replies. Work pressed. Traffic pressed. Expectations pressed. In the spaces between, we meant to listen, yet the listening slid to the edges. We thought we would pause at noon, and noon became evening. We thought we would read before bed, and the screen kept our eyes awake. In that rush, we saw how easily the inner room gets crowded. We saw how quickly we trade stillness for scrolling. We saw how simple it is to move from one small distraction to the next small distraction until the day feels like pebbles rather than bread. My friend, you are not alone. We have all stood in a kitchen with a mind that will not settle. We have all stared at a task while our thoughts ran to 3 other tasks. We have all promised that tomorrow we will be different, only to find the same noise waiting at the door. Think of the moments that marked your week. A tense meeting where you felt the need to defend yourself, and you spoke faster than you listened. A family conversation where a small, sharp word changed the room. A bill that arrived and seemed larger than the plan. A quiet ache that sat in your chest for reasons you could not name. In each place, there was a choice. Lean into the noise, or step toward the voice. Raise your volume, or lower your heart. Rush, or receive. We do not always choose well. Yet even in the missteps, the Lord was close. He saw when you paused before answering. He saw when you chose to say nothing rather than add heat. He saw when you turned the news off and opened to a psalm. He saw when you went for a short walk and asked for wisdom. He saw the small obediences already taking shape. And he smiled because children who take small steps grow into people who finish the race. The struggle is real and it is close. You want to hear God, but the world delivers noise in bulk. You want to obey, but large plans feel heavy and vague, while daily faithfulness feels small and easy to dismiss. You think obedience must always look dramatic. You think hearing God must always sound like thunder. You think courage must always be public. Yet most days, the Lord meets you in little places. He teaches you to choose truth in a simple sentence. He teaches you to close your mouth when the heat rises. He teaches you to open your hands when fear tightens your grip. We live in a culture that rewards big and fast and loud, but the kingdom grows like seed in soil, like yeast in dough, like dew on grass. Quiet beginnings, faithful middles, good fruit in time. My friend, you are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are being coached into a different pace. Slow your breath, quiet your mind, open your hands. When we say we want to hear God, we mean we want a heart tuned to His word, a will soft to His leading, and feet ready for the next inch of faithful ground. Father, make our lives like a table set with simple food that nourishes. Give us daily bread rather than endless dessert. Give us water from the spring rather than noise from the market. Teach us to feed on what is true, to drink what is clean, to walk where you point. The wilderness teaches this better than the city. In the desert, you learn that manna falls one day at a time. In the quiet valley, you learn that still waters are found by following the shepherd one turn at a time. We want a map, but you give us a guide. We want a spotlight, but you give us a lamp. We want a guarantee, but you give us your name. Lord, this is enough. With your lamp we can see the next stone in the path. With your name we can stand and not fear. There are practices that help. The first voice you hear can be His, not the feed, not the thread, not the latest alert. Before the noise begins, put the phone face down and say, Father, I am listening. Read a short passage and sit with a single line until it warms you. My friend, let the word be your bread. Read slowly and eat. Do not scan it like headlines. Taste it. Carry it. Repeat it when the traffic slows. Repeat it when the elevator door closes. Repeat it when anxiety tightens your throat. When the old noise calls, answer with the line you carry. This is not a trick. This is training. Over time, your inner ear turns toward God the way flowers turn toward light. Little by little, you learn to notice the nudge that says, send the apology. You learn to feel the check that says, do not pass that rumor. You learn to sense the invitation that says, step away for 10 minutes and walk. You learn to honor the small yes that is right in front of you. The small obedience is holy because it is real. It is not an idea. It is not a promise for someday. It is the door you can open right now. Call the friend who came to mind and ask how to pray. Put a kind note by the breakfast plate. Speak blessing over your house in a quiet voice as you make the bed. Set a simple budget and tell the truth about your numbers. Close the laptop at a humane hour and eat at the table without the screen. Choose gentle words when a child spills the milk. Choose honesty when the invoice arrives. Choose integrity when a shortcut tempts you. Choose gratitude when worry circles. These are not small to the Lord. These are bricks in a steady road. These are seeds that become shelter. These are cups of cold water in a world that thirsts. You may ask how to know when the nudge is God. The shepherd never drives his sheep with fear. He leads with peace, with clarity, with humility. His voice will align with Scripture. His voice will not require you to betray your conscience to keep your image. His voice will not flatter your pride while starving your love. His voice is often simple. Do the ordinary thing with extraordinary love. Clean up the mess without the complaint. Offer the apology without a speech. Ask the question without a trap. Wait without sulking. Rest without guilt. Work without panic. Give without keeping score. Receive without suspicion. When the peace lands, follow it. When the warning rises like a red thread through your thoughts, respect it. When the path is unclear, hold and pray, Father, I will not move faster than your grace. Lord, I will not lag behind your will. Keep me beside you one step at a time. Provision meets obedience in daily places. The God who fed Elijah by a brook can feed your family with honest work and wise choices. The God who multiplied bread can stretch your pantry when you share. The God who spoke to Samuel in the night can speak to you in a hallway as you turn off the light. He is not distant. He is near. He is not silent. He is speaking. He is not stingy. He is generous. My friend, lift your eyes. You are not at the mercy of headlines. You are not at the mercy of the algorithm. You belong to a Father. You walk with a shepherd. You were taught by the Spirit who whispers comfort and direction. You may feel small, but small with God is not weak. Small with God is precise, sturdy, and strong. Think about the legacy you are building when you learn to hear and to follow like this. A home that breathes peace. Children who know that love sounds like patience. Friends who expect prayer as naturally as they expect coffee. Rooms that remember laughter. Streets where neighbors become names rather than strangers. The future is shaped by what we choose in kitchens and offices and buses. The culture we carry begins in our habits, and habits are simply repeated obediences. Today you choose to listen before you answer, and in 10 years your life will be a place where people feel safe to speak. Today you choose to tithe or to give quietly, and in 10 years your story will be full of provision you could not have arranged. Today you choose to shut a door for 5 minutes of stillness, and in 10 years your face will show a gentleness that came from many small meetings with God. Father, we ask for a long obedience in the same direction, not a sprint fueled by guilt, a pilgrimage shaped by grace. Let our grandchildren inherit a faith that is not flashy but firm. Let our cities inherit light one household at a time. Let our churches receive members who speak less about their gifts and more about their love. Train us to bless our enemies without drama. Train us to serve our co-workers without keeping a ledger. Train us to forgive in the way we have been forgiven. We do not want our names to be famous. We want your name to be known in the way our lives taste. Bread, not candy. Water, not noise. Shelter, not show. When we are gone, let the people who knew us say they heard God more clearly when they were with us. There is an anchor that holds while storms move through the valley. The anchor is not our discipline. The anchor is not our feelings. The anchor is who God is. The Father does not change when the market does. The shepherd does not leave when the wolves howl. The Spirit does not fall silent when your timeline explodes with opinions. Our source is not fragile. Our source is not new. Our source is not a trick. The Lord is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Streams dry up, and He brings us to a river. Candles burn down, and He leads us into the morning. Plans shift, and He remains steady. My friend, preach this to your own heart. When you feel thin, say, Father, you are enough. When you feel loud inside, say, Lord, you are peace. When you feel lost, say, Shepherd, I am here and I know you will come for me. Every earthly source has limits. Your willpower runs out by Thursday. Your calendar breaks when one emergency enters the room. Your cleverness cannot solve a heart that needs mercy. Yet God is not like us. He is a spring that does not run dry. He is a table that never empties. He is a sky wide enough to carry every prayer you speak and the ones you do not have words to say. When you fall short, He is patient. When you forget, He reminds you. When you fear, He takes your hand and says, do not be afraid. When you are proud, He corrects you with kindness. When you are tired, He gives you rest that is not merely sleep, but a deep ease in your bones. Learning to hear Him is not a test you pass once. It is a life you grow into, one sunrise at a time. So how do we walk this out today? Begin small and begin now. As you close this time, choose one act of small obedience and do it with love. Send the message you have been avoiding and keep it short and true. Open the door and step into fresh air for 10 minutes and tell God what worries you in plain words. Place your phone in another room for the first hour of work, and give that hour to the task in front of you as an offering. Bless your home out loud in a quiet voice, one room at a time. Ask your child or your friend how you can pray, and then actually pray. Prepare a simple meal and thank God for every ingredient as if it were gold. Give away something you hold too tightly. Keep a small verse in your pocket and touch it like a stone from a river you crossed. If you fail at noon, begin again at 1. If you forget at 1, begin again at 2. Mercy meets those who begin again. We end where we began, with a listening heart and a steady step. Lord, this day belongs to you. Father, make our ears quick to recognize your kindness. Make our feet ready for the next right thing. Make our mouths clean and our eyes soft. Teach us to be a people who choose the quiet path when the loud road calls. Teach us to see that faithfulness is formed in ordinary hours. Teach us to believe that your will is not hidden in a maze, but present in a simple yes. My friend, lift your chin. You are loved, you are led, you are supplied. You are not too late. You are not too noisy inside for God to speak. You are His, and He is near. If this spoke to your heart, share it with someone who needs a clear step today. Subscribe so we can keep walking together in this slow and joyful way. Tell us in the comments one small obedience you will follow before the day ends. Your word may become courage for another. As we step into Thursday, October 23rd, we choose to hear God, to close the noise, and to follow the small obedience in front of us, again and again, until the day is done. Father, receive this day as worship. Lord, lead us, and we will follow.